Mr. Brown, then Mr. Zlotnick.
Good morning, good afternoon, not sure where we are. Doug Brown, Delta Counties Coalition. I want to reiterate what Mr. Machado had to say, and also just talk a little bit about the two processes that have been ongoing. I think there's been a bit of a vacuum out there as far as near-term activities that's being rapidly filled. We have two different divergent groups that are coming together, trying to identify ways to find solutions to the near-term issues. We have the Coalition Support Delta Projects, near-term Delta Projects, and then San Joaquin Valley Partnership DCC efforts. And what's interesting about those efforts is there is a bit of overlap on those efforts as far as the types of projects, what they're trying to achieve, and they're really coming together to identify specific projects that can move forward. And in doing that, particularly with the coalition process, they're identifying some pilot projects. And this kind of relates to what Randy said earlier about his second grand challenge of trying to identify teams that can come together and try and focus on getting these projects moving forward. There's a couple Delta levee improvement projects there's some serious discussion on those projects. The McCormick-Williamson Act restoration activities as well. There's a lot of serious discussion about moving those projects forward, and we really see the opportunity to try and get the regulators together, the stakeholders together, and trying to do sort of a pilot approach to identifying how you move these projects forward, how you actually expedite the projects, not through CEQA streamlining and everything like that, but just as far as ensuring that everyone's on the same page so you can move the projects forward, trying to identify a process that can be used for other projects as well. And I think that's something that Dan is looking at as far as trying to just figure out what's the structure for actually getting something done. And I did just want to point out, as far as where the counties are, we're in a unique position as far as sort of straddling both of these processes. We're a part of the coalition process, and then as the Delta Counties Coalition, we're teaming with the other 8 counties in the San Joaquin Valley to try to move projects forward. And that's a unique effort in that it's looking at larger water projects in the Delta and the entire San Joaquin Valley and trying to find solutions. And folks haven't been doing this before, so this is a fairly unique process. And so as far as the types of projects that are moving forward, it combines water storage, water supply, restoration, and that's something the counties are actually advocating for, is restoration projects in combination with levee projects. There's a full spectrum that's being addressed here. And so what we would like to see is some concerted effort of trying to figure out ways that $500 million that's available could be directed towards these types of projects. And we think it's important to try and leverage those dollars to see if you can basically get a group focused in the same area, trying to move projects that are important to everyone forward. And so with that, I thank you for your time.
Thanks, Doug. Any questions for Doug?